Hello and welcome to another running vlog. Now this week is going to be slightly different, particularly my second run. So if you're one of these people, and let's face it, we all do it, who dips in and out of YouTube videos, doesn't necessarily watch them all, I urge you to stick around for this one because things are a little different, particularly later on. Let's get cracking. Hello. Today is a bit different for me because I'm actually going out on a Monday for a run, and I don't go out on Mondays normally, but I'm recording this after we've had a weekend of pretty terrible weather, and I am a bit of a fair weather runner. I don't mind a bit of spitting rain. Actually, it's spitting slightly now, but it was torrential, and I thought, yeah, I'm not going out in that. But yeah, we're just looking. My wife spotted this actually. She got me some gloves. I told you I'm a fair weather runner. Some running gloves, windproof running gloves, around Christmas. I mentioned it, I think, at the time. And I only just spotted that on the gloves, on the left-hand glove, there's a tiny little pocket that you could slip a key into. I had no idea. I know, I feel such a fool. I mean, let's face it, if you're, I don't know, got a job at Parkhurst or something, you've probably got quite a big set of keys. And I doubt very much that you're going to be able to put your keys in this glove. But if you've just got a single key, not on a key ring or anything, it will probably go in there. So that's quite cool. And also, but I don't know what this is, on the glove, both gloves, you've got this little sort of sun icon with a tiny little pocket. I mean, it's really small. So I can only think that maybe that is where, if you're a really tiny person, that's where you could put a tiny weeny pair of sunglasses. But I might be wrong about that. If you know what that is, be sure to post it in the comments because I haven't got a clue. Now, other things I was going to talk about today is I did mention in a previous video that I've been using this app for my sleep. So it's supposed to be tracking how good a night's sleep I get. It tells you about deep sleep, light sleep, all that kind of stuff. But I'm not entirely convinced, really. A bit of an update for you on how well it's working. I'll give you an example because at the moment, like last night for example, it says that it thought that I got to sleep in about 2 minutes, which I have to be honest is at best unlikely. And I don't know about you, but when I go to bed, I lie fairly still. I'm not lying there like thrashing my arms about and doing the hokey cokey, because that doesn't really help you get to the land of Nod, really. So what I tend to do is lie quite still, and I think probably that the app is thinking, okay, you got to sleep, when clearly I haven't. And if it can't get that right, then probably the number of hours that it thinks that you have slept probably also isn't right. So the jury is very much still out on that one. I will have to let you know how I get on with it. Anyway, I'm going to carry on my warm up. I'm going to try and do a bit of a run today. I'm sort of drifted away a little bit from my building up to 10k thing because I did the park run last weekend, and this weekend I did absolutely nothing. So I'm probably just going to do 5k again today, 5k again somewhere midweek, and then perhaps next weekend get back to my building up. So yeah, if I can keep out of the rain, I'll enjoy this run. See you on the other side. Well, there we are, all done, and sub 30 minutes as well, which I'm really pleased about. I mean, it wasn't much, probably only a few seconds, but still, sub 30 minutes is great. And this made me think that the first time that I did sub 30 minutes, I had the paramedics on speed dial, but each time I do it, I sort of think, oh yeah, it wasn't quite so bad. I'm going to regain my sort of breath a bit quicker, because I'm not trying to build my part up here. I know that there are people that are twice as fast as me, at least. But still, you know, that's kind of been one of my goals. I spoke about bucket lists in the last video, and well, you know, sub 30 minute and doing that again and again for 5k is one of them. It's one of the things I'm really proud of. So yeah, that's brilliant. Right, so that was a 5k. I've got something, a slightly different plan maybe for the next one, but it's going to depend on this weather and what happens with it. And I'm going to go out later in the week, so we'll see what happens then. And also do stay watching, because there's something else I want to talk about as well that sort of occurred to me while I was doing a run last week. So it's a bit serious for me, but don't worry, because I'm bound to cut some jokes out of it somewhere. So see you for the next run. Right, here we are then, time for run number 2, which is going to be slightly different, as I promised right at the start. And that's because I had a little bit of feedback in a previous video, and that was from Manzanita, who was saying about doing some hill running to sort of build up some stamina. And I thought, well, that's great, because it's no doubt that going up a slope is a lot harder than going down a slope, generally speaking. So I don't actually live that close to hills, not certainly within walking distance of the house where I sort of generally like to go for my runs. So I thought, where can I go that's going to kind of give me that challenge? And I do have somewhere that will work. Now, you may have seen it in past videos, and that's this sort of zigzaggy path that goes from the cliff top down to my local beach. And sometimes I run up that and I feel pretty tired afterwards, if I'm being honest. But I thought I'd do today is to run up and down it a few times. Now, I don't really know how far it is. It's quite a decent length path, but we'll see. I'm going to go up and down that path a few times and just sort of see how I get on. I'm imagining that going up might be a bit harder than going down, probably. But we'll see, and I'm not sure if I can do that for 5k. It kind of depends how far it is. So it's a bit of an experiment, not something that I've done before, but I have seen other people doing it, funnily enough. I've seen other people who are clearly training, going up and down, up and down. So, you know, I won't look like a complete idiot. Well, no more than usual. So let's see how I get on with that. Right, I've come down a sort of different route to get to the path. So what I've decided to do is actually start running kind of before I get there, and then so I'll have done a little distance, not much, but a little distance before I get there, kind of, you know, ease myself into it. So yeah, we'll see, because I've done a good sort of 10 minutes of walking now, so I thought I want to get running really. So I'm going to get running, and then I'm going to get to the path in a couple of minutes, probably running, and the slope, and then we'll see what happens then. Now running down again. Right, back to the bottom again. So I'm going to go back up. Now obviously I'm not going to film every single one, so I'll do a few and let you know how I get on. See you on the other side. Oh. Right, done. So that was interesting. First time I've ever done anything like that. And what I did was to go run up and down, and I checked the distance actually while I was running down, I think about the second time, and it's about 250 meters. So that's good. And I went up and down, up and down, up and down. Probably, what was it? I lost count. I must have done half a dozen down, half a dozen back up again. I have to say that really that got me out, I have to say. So I'd done whatever it was by then, a couple of K or whatever, not quite that. And I decided to run along the front of the beach and just complete a 5k just by running along. So it was interesting, and I will definitely do it again at some point in the future. But it's, oh yeah, it took it out of me. But I can see why it would be beneficial. So thanks for the tip on that one. It was a really good thing to do. And yeah, I sort of realised after I'd done a few up and down, I thought, well, I don't think I can do many more of these actually. But maybe that's the thing, like with anything, you have to kind of build up. And I was also conscious of the fact that these runs are supposed to be kind of these low intensity things. And I thought, if I keep going up, down, that's not really low intensity because the heart rate was getting up. So you have to kind of, you know, everything in moderation. Now, I said earlier on that I was going to talk about something a bit more serious. It's not that serious actually, but something occurred to me that is actually really obvious, I suppose, but it wasn't perhaps that obvious to me at the time, and this was a week or two ago, and I'd had one of those weeks. I know I try and come across as Mr. Glass Half Full and upbeat and all the rest of it, but there are times, aren't there, when you're doing things, blimey, it's so muddy here, when you sort of have a week where you think, actually, things aren't quite going according to plan. This was not on the agenda. This is not going quite as I hoped. And I had a week like that, and I'd had sort of 2 or 3 days, and I had some things that were playing on my mind, and I had a terrible night's sleep on this particular Tuesday, because I was sort of thinking about things. Oh, you must have been there. It happens to us all. And Wednesday, I planned to go out for a run, and I thought, goodness, I actually really don't feel like it, because you know, it's been sort of I felt quite tired, I felt quite lethargic. I don't really think I can go out for a run. But then I thought, well, I planned to, so I thought I'm gonna go for a run. So I ventured out anyway, and I thought I probably won't get to go the full 5k this time. I thought it'll be probably won't be up to it. But I thought I'll just see how I go. Anyway, what then happened is that I went out for the run, and sure enough, I completed 5k. You knew I was going to say that, didn't you? And when I got back home, I felt much better. The weight of the world had been lifted from my shoulders. And that shouldn't come as a surprise. I mean, all those issues that were kind of going through my mind, they were all still there, of course. You know, it was all still going on. But I felt better. And it's obvious, really, because exercise obviously gets the endorphins going, and the happy hormone, whatever it is, doesn't it? I mean, you know, that exercise does make you feel better. Of course it does. So that is a glaringly obvious thing. Of course it's obvious. But I was just so pleased that I did go out for a run, and it sort of put everything into light. And, you know, things have a way of sorting themselves out, as my dear old mum always says. And yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. It's slightly serious for me, but there we go. And yeah, it just sort of, you know, whatever's going on, get out there, have a run, and you'll probably feel better. Unless, of course, you're running up slopes, and then anyway, that's it. There's been quite enough waffling in this week's video, but I'm going to try and sort of introduce, rather than just me waffling and just sort of, you know, like as I have been quite a lot lately, I'm going to try and sort of introduce a few different things into the videos. So I've got some other thoughts of things to talk about and other things to try out as well in future ones. So do keep the comments coming. Anything you can suggest will be gratefully received. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this week's video, and please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. It's likes and subscribes that make me want to make this stuff. So I really thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all the contributions, and I'll catch you in the next video.